Hello, my loves, and welcome back to the channel for another tarot and chill video. I am so glad that so many of you thoroughly enjoyed the first one that I did maybe a few months ago now, and I'm excited to sit down with you and do another one. So if this is your first time stumbling upon this, what happens is I take out a deck and do some kind of practice with it, and you have the opportunity to join me for the adventure, put me on in the background while you're doing your own magical practice, and we get to just kind of hang out and do the tarot thing. And I love doing these because sometimes we really know that we need to do our practice, but we want some kind of company in the background. And sometimes putting on a regular YouTube video of someone showing you decks, say, or talking about something can be distracting. But with this style video, we get to connect a little bit, and then we also get to quote unquote hang out while we do our own practice. So it's a little bit of both worlds. Today's installment of Tarot and Chill is actually also part of a collaboration that I do with two of my creative friends, Anna and Shay. I'll leave their info down in the description box, but we do a seasonal prompt where we share the prompt and then we encourage anyone who wants to participate to use that prompt as a jumping off point for creative expression, whether that be magical or artistic or photographic or cooking or whatever it is. So the winter hashtag everything is art prompt is actually a 3-parter, and I have crafted a spread for us that I'm going to use today in the video for myself, which you are welcome to use as well if you so choose based on these prompts. So the prompts for this month are revelation, presence, and exploration. And what really prompted us to put these together and think about these was, of course, the end of the year, but more so the mixed energy that comes at the end of the year of we're reflecting, we're also taking time to be present, and we're excited about the future. And all of those things get to happen in a multi-layered experience, right? And one thing that I've been really hot on for the past few months, and I've been teaching a lot within my programs, my Crafting Magic students will be no stranger to this, but is reflection. And not just reflection of oh, this happened, but real reflection of how have I grown? How have I changed? How am I feeling different internally? What have I focused on, et cetera, et cetera. And a lot of the times I find myself putting off reflection. I've even been putting off this video because I don't know why. Just something about reflecting feels like a chore, and I wanted to create something this year that you could actually sit down and follow along with that didn't feel like pulling teeth, but also enriched your life and your outlook for the year ahead because of doing this, right? We don't want to just reflect to be oh, that happened. I like to have a purpose with it. So I have created, as I said, a spread for us. And I'm going to be using tarot and oracle for my spread. It's like spread / journaling prompts. So you can use it either way. But I'm going to be using a mixture of different decks. This Might Hurt Tarot is one that I pulled out because I haven't used it a ton, and it's one that I did pick up this year with the intention of teaching a class with it, which I ended up not having time to do. So I figured might as well get to know it a little bit while I get to know myself. So 5 minutes in, my goodness, if you would like to join me in the spread, you need your journal, your cards of preference, and a pen. and to set your sacred space however you would like to. And if you just want to journal, you can journal. If you don't want to do any of that and you're already doing your own thing, then do that. Okay, I'm going to take a sip of my coffee. It's New Year's Eve, but it's New Year's Eve day, but it's 2:30 in the afternoon, and I'm having another cup of coffee, which I don't usually do. So I'm either going to regret that or it's going to be the best decision. I'm feeling chatty. I hope you're okay with that. So the first prompt is to go with the revelation prompt. And the question I came up with, or the prompt that I came up with to go with that, was something surprising about yourself that has emerged this year. And the reason that I paired this with revelation, even though I didn't use revelation in the title, and by the way, if you just want to like mute me for a second because you want to already get going, I'll leave the prompts in the description box. But what was I saying? I didn't use revelation in the particular like prompt or question, but I thought that something that has emerged within yourself was perfect for this, because there are so many times, at least especially in my life, and I know within my students' paths, where we're always like going, learning, growing, like going to the next thing. And there isn't often a point where we get to sit back and like actually recognize the parts of us that feel different. Like the moments where we're like, oh, I'm a different person now. And I believe I feel like I talked about this recently in a video. Revelations of a witch? No. Embodiment. It was the embodiment video. I'll leave that linked below. I didn't even ask a question, but apparently we got the high priestess. So something that's surprising that emerged, something surprising about yourself that emerged this year. A revelation of like, oh, like I didn't realize I could do that, or I didn't realize I had the capacity for that, etc. And the way that I like to work with these prompts is a combination of using my cards and journaling. I don't want the cards to tell me the answer to this, because there's no way that they could do that. I'm also going to be using the Visions in the Liminal Space Oracle, and I also pulled out the Angels and Ancestors Oracle, in case you're curious. Again, I'll try to leave things linked below. If I forget, let me know in the description, and we'll get to that. This shuffle's so much easier. My hands are so sore. Did a bunch of deep cleaning yesterday, and that old dexterity is just not working. But as I was saying, I like to use my cards not to tell me what the answer to the question is, but to help me flesh out, to give me a jumping off point, a little direction, or maybe a perspective that I wouldn't have pulled out for myself of whatever the question is. So that's the first question. The second question, to go with presence, is what evidence of this growth have you collected? So often we're collecting evidence of like shit that we're bad at, or like things that we don't like about ourselves. And part of being present is remembering not who we used to be or berating ourselves for, those things in the past, but being present with who we are now and searching for the positive evidence and the silver lining within that. So that's question 2. What evidence of your growth have you collected? And then question number 3, to go with exploration, is what is yet to be created but now possible? And these prompts are very reflective of the year that I've had. I've had a huge year of internal growth. My tarot card of the year was the Hermit, which is very much in line with that. So perhaps you want to bring in your tarot card of the year to reflect on the lessons that you've learned and the ways that you've grown. If you don't know how to calculate that, I have a free guide for that, which I'll leave linked below, which I probably need to update. It's a little bit old now, but the math is still the same. So, but as we grow, right, whatever has emerged from us that we're collecting evidence that now exists within us, something about that has opened doorways for you and allows us to dream a little bit bigger. So that's what prompt 3 is all about. It's like, what is yet to be created, but it's now possible because of the person that I have become. So those are the prompts. These are the decks that I'm using. I believe I'm going to use what is this? The This Might Hurt Tarot in conjunction with the Oracle cards. I really like doing the pair of them because I feel like they play off each other nicely, and both Tarot and Oracle, they just lend this beautiful clarification to each other that you don't always get when you're using just one or the other. It really helps kind of flesh out the story. So I'm going to be using This Might Hurt probably for all 3. And then I think I'm going to use the liminal space for question 1 and possibly question 2, and Angels and Ancestors Oracle for question 3. But we'll see. I'm just clearing my deck here, and you get a little preview of the cards if you've never seen this deck. It's super modern and like inclusive, which is such a trendy thing now, but I do really like it. I like all the colors. I like that there's males in it. That's literally like, I feel like it's so hard to find decks that have both male and female representation in them, like that are past just the court cards. And while I love me some feminine empowerment energy, I also like to see the more masculine side of things represented there, just because I recognize both of those things within myself. Anywho, as I warned you, super chatty and off topic. So I am going to, you know what? I think I'm going to switch you. There's my Emperor. Talking about masculine energy. I'm going to switch my camera around so that you can see kind of what I'm doing, but I can keep my journaling private. I'm sure you understand that. And I will, I will do that, and we can tarot and journal together. Okay. Hi. I feel like this is going to be a terrible angle because once I sit up, you're just going to see my sweatshirt and my microphone. But you know what? Things aren't perfect, and I can't procrastinate any longer. So if that's something you need to hear, things aren't going to be perfect and you can't procrastinate any longer. Let's do this. I apologize if you sway at all. just pulling out all my cards before I journal. I'm not sure. I'm not sure how I feel about this deck. It's almost like too real. You know what I mean? Like, it's too relatable. Sometimes you want like that more etheric message, you know what I mean? Alright. And now we journal. Okay, so I journaled a little bit about number one. How I like to do this, in case you're curious, and I definitely recommend trying this if you haven't already, especially if you're trying to learn your cards better without looking at the guidebook and trusting your intuition more, is I will look at the cards. So I was looking at these cards that I got for question one. Show me your true face. The Four of Pentacles. And the Four of Cups. And what I do first is I journal whatever comes up based on what I know about these cards, and the journal meaning is how it applies to me. And I don't just look at what cards I got, but I also look at like what position I felt called to put them in, or what position they jumped out in. So for instance, this Four of Cups actually like laid down sideways, which doesn't happen to me often, but it started to happen to me this year. And has been an interesting thing to incorporate into my reading. But once I get like all of my first initial intuitive hits, first initial thoughts based on what I know about the card, then if I want to, I might go in the guidebook and read a card that I feel like maybe I want a little bit more of a message on, or just to see what a tarot guidebook has to say or to add to the conversation. I really like decks that add to my perspective and understanding and language of the tarot. And especially since I haven't used this one a lot, I'm going to look up the Four of Pentacles and the Four of Cups. I just realized I got two fours. Oh, there's quite a bit in here. They have titles. That's interesting. There's also some spreads in the back. I must say, I kind of wrote this off as like a regular RWS deck, but it does appear that off first glance, there may be a little more to this. So, Four of Pentacles, there's like a title. So, Four of Pentacles is the Miser. I don't know if this is focusing at all, so my apologies if it's not. And then the Four of Cups title is The Too Busy Self-Reflecting to Take the Dang Cup card. Which I think is hilarious. So I'm going to read this, not out loud, but to myself. And I'll probably be like, oh my God, I love that. So just be prepared. Not in love with that. So actually don't like this for beginners. Now I know why I put this deck back down. So, rant time. I don't like it when a deck just has a divinatory meaning. Like when the tarot card description reads like an oracle, and they're like, oh, you got this card, this means this. Because that doesn't help you understand the story of the card. I mean, it does in a way because there is a story, but so like, here's the example. This is a card about your relationships with your possessions, time, and money. This man has his pentacle and no one's going to take it from him. No way, no how. I lost my place. A beautiful town beckons him from the background. He's too dedicated to his things to move. It's like, good to be prudent with your resources, but your impulse to hoard what you have is actually costing you something in the long run. Maybe you've always been privileged, or maybe you know what scarcity feels like and you're terrified to go back. The only people who say money doesn't matter are those who've always had it, right? Regardless of the reason, this dynamic is holding you back. Your money and your possessions are meant to serve you, not hold you down. This Four of Pentacles is a suggestion to loosen your hold and enjoy your life. If you are capable, use your resources to help others and enjoy their lives as well. Yes, and like providing a description like that in a guidebook really grinds my gears, and I think is a disservice to beginners, because if I'm using these two cards together, you're just giving me advice. And then I have to like unbreak the cage of advice and be like, okay, what was the theme of the card again? Okay, how do I digest that down in a different way? Okay, how does that connect to this other card? What that might be saying about this? Because when you read tarot, it's so relational and dependent on the other things around it and around your situation. And there's never a time where you pull out a card and every single time it means XYZ. Like, it's all dependent on all the factors. So when you get a card like that, that's just like, you're holding onto your money too tight. Sorry, I don't know why I'm so sassy, but something about the way that this is read, even though I love the little tongue-in-cheek humor, is just like, I don't know. I guess we just don't have the same personality. What am I trying to say? I'm just saying I don't love the guidebook because I feel like it puts you in a box of this card means this, not this card is about this theme. This card is about stability, stable foundations, resources. Yes, when the card is out of balance, it means you may be hoarding your resources. And when it's in balance, it may mean that you're in a position to give, but it also could just be you're in homeostasis, or maybe this is what you're trying to manifest, is some type of stability. And maybe the advice actually is to hold on tight and not go forward with a decision right now. But you would never know that based on the book. Okay, rant over. Basically, I just need to make my own book. Oh, someday. Okay. I think I'm actually going to go ahead and read all the card descriptions just to see. Like, I pulled Three of Swords. Let's read Three of Swords and see if it's any better. Yeah, it's the same thing. So it's like, this assumes you are experiencing a heartbreak right now. It says, this isn't a heartbreak that you can escape. You have to feel it. I don't disagree with like the advice that's associated with this card, but the card, the way the description is written, implies that like this is your one experience right now. If you pulled this card, it means you are having this experience. And tarot's not black and white like that. Okay. I'm going to shut up now and continue on with this thing on. Okay. It cut off during a video the other day, so I had to check. Anyway, I'm going to shut up, keep drinking my coffee, keep journaling. But if you're wondering about my 3 cents on this deck, so far the guidebook is not my fave. It's freaking beautiful though. Just give them that. I said I would shut up. I don't know if I like this deck. Okay, loves. I'm done my journaling. I'm hoping you are done your journaling as well. Usually at the end of every single card spread I like to do, I love to pull like a card of encouragement at the end, but right now I just want to rant about this deck and kind of explore it further, to be honest. Just because I feel like that is a fun part of the tarot and chill, is talking about tarot. So I'm going to flip you back down. If you're not done your journaling, feel free to rewind me and continue in the quiet silence. But yeah, let's look at this a little more closely. All right. So the best way I know how to really test out whether I like a deck past, actually exploring like the artwork and using it in readings and doing the guidebook, is using it for a client reading. And obviously I don't have any client readings to do right this second, but I can do a little reading for the collective here. So whenever you're watching this in 2025, what do we need to know about our creative power in 2025? What do we need to know about our creative power in 2025? Asking on behalf of the Landline Collective, connecting in with collective consciousness, our collective guides, those who walk with us with our intentions for our highest and greatest good. Thank you for offering us guidance. Don't overthink it. Okay, so that's a cute little King of Cups. I do like a lot of these images, I'm not gonna lie. This isn't meant to be like a deck review, but could we please get main theme, message of clarification? Trust your instincts, see from a higher perspective. Yeah. So in terms of creativity, you feel free to take what resonates and leave what doesn't from this message. But in terms of our creative power in 2025, there's a real message to not overthink it, to literally just do the work, like to use your creativity, to allow yourself to channel it in order to build something, and to follow your instincts as you create, seeing things from a higher perspective. So not getting lost in the detail, not getting worried about what you're going to do with it, what it's going to look like, what's the purpose, blah, 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 blah. Like, your encouragement is to create from within and trust that, and know that there may be times where you are creating things in 2025 that seem like they're not going to directly relate to what it is that you're trying to, like, quote unquote manifest, but it's setting the larger picture, the larger landscape, either for your growth or foundation for the actual thing for you to then create through. So even if it seems silly, if you're being called to create something, to put your creative energy into something, trust that call and see if you can zoom out to see the larger picture with that. To go with that, we have the Hierophant reversed, the Four of Wands reversed, and the Knight of Pentacles reversed. So there is a real encouragement again to steer away from, what was I going to say? I literally just lost my train of thought because I started thinking about whether I should flip these right side up so you can see the photos right there. Sorry. Excuse me. Also, I feel like I'm going to cough. It's like, don't choose your path. Yeah, don't worry about where this is going to lead, what the destination is, what the experts say, what everybody else is doing, what the correct path is, where that path's going to go, A to Z. Like, all of the minutia is not important. Like, it is important, but in this context, in this moment, it's not important. The most important thing is for you to choose a direction, choose a path, and allow your creativity to almost like choose that path for you. But you have to actually like do the thing and chase the thing in order for the path to be revealed in that like bird's eye view. It says, let go of the need to be right. So there is this idea of like, where we can get tripped up in 2025 with our creativity and manifestation is by thinking that things need to go a certain way and assuming that you need to figure out the right way. Like, that is literally the opposite. Like, you need to figure out your way, and your way is going to lead you to that Queen of Pentacles energy that you are desiring. Okay. That's the message. Yes. Okay. So that is the reading. Take what resonates and leave what doesn't. In terms of the reading experience, I feel like I literally could have had any deck here. There wasn't a single time where I pulled on the specific imagery that was in this card. Like, yeah, it's really cute that like this little illustration is bunnies, but the bunnies didn't add to anything. And like, yeah, there's scenery in the background. It's cool that we have like the pomegranate representation here and the sickle. This guy just looks like a goof. Like, it's pretty. It looks like a person that you would see nowadays. But I don't feel like this adds anything. It doesn't take away anything because it's very like RWS. But it doesn't like, it didn't add anything for me to the reading. This is like my energy with the deck right now. Like, I'm like fighting with it and I just want to be like, set sail, little captain. Okay, I'm going to play with this deck some more, but I have a strong feeling that this one might end up on my adopted deck page. I might just put it up there. And if somebody desires it, they can snag it. Because I don't know. Okay, this video was not supposed to turn into what it did, but I hope that you enjoyed. I do enjoy doing these kind of tarot and chill videos that are more laid back, more chatty, but also intentionally less chatty. I don't know what I'm saying. I'm going to go. I hope that you enjoyed today's little session, our little prompts, our little deck discussion. Thank you so much for hanging out with me if you made it all the way to the end. If you want to comment and let me know that you made it to the end, I always love seeing like who's still here. I love when I get comments from you and you're like, I'm the person, like I'm still here. It makes me so happy. It makes my day. So I'm gonna stop. I feel like I'm already into the next project. I'm losing my train of thought because I'm trying to like shift gears here. What I'm trying to button up is, I hope you have a lovely start to the new year. I hope that you found the prompts inspiring. If you would like to participate, the information about everything is Art as a Challenge. It's down below. We have a hashtag. It's a seasonal thing, so you have literally all winter to work with the prompts. Any creative endeavor is supported. The goal is to just literally like reflect and think about what the prompt means to you or what the prompt inspires within you, and then channel creative energy in whatever mode, modality, medium you would like to express said reflection. I host this challenge with two of the lovely ladies, as I mentioned in the beginning, Shay and Anna. They will also have content out for the winter, which will be linked below. And with all that being said, my loves, let me know if you're still enjoying this series. Or if you're like, JK, like let it die. The first one was better. That would be cool to know too. And with all that being said, loves, I'm going to literally go now. Okay. I love you all. Bye.